Welcome to Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. Today's program is brought to you in part by Ingles Supermarkets and the Ingles Table. Now here's chef and host of the show, Abby J, to introduce her special guest for today's show.
Welcome to Field to Fork. I'm Abby J, and I am so excited. Fall is in the air, and we have a new restaurant up at Lake Burton in our neighborhood called Blue Canoe. Welcome to the show, Jim White.
Well, thanks for having me. I wish my wife Lee could be here, but she had other issues this morning to take care of.
I'm sure you can take care of everything and tell us all about this new venture. You are an entrepreneur, and give the audience a little bit about background on how you got started and where the name Blue Canoe came from.
Well, the name came from my wife's research, and she's a senior graphic design artist right now for the Canoe Institute of Oceanography down in Savannah. So she had a lot of ability to pull something like that off. She's a lot more talented and artistic than I am. But I've been in the restaurant business since 1984. Had a place in Athens, Georgia from 1986 to 2009 called Harry Bissett's. For the last 10 years, we've been in Savannah, and we just really missed this part of Georgia. My wife's mother's side of the family is from up here, and getting from Savannah up here was difficult.
Well, I can tell you, everybody from everywhere are in these mountains. And I think with COVID, not even COVID, this time of year, it's leaf peak, and they're looking for things to do. And you have brought a new flair of food to our area. Tell us about the food.
Well, my place in Athens was Cajun Creole, so we decided that since we knew how to do that well, that we wanted to open a restaurant up here doing Cajun Creole. Fortunately, we were able to find Preston Hodges, who worked on and off for me for about 9 or 10 years in Athens and knows the food really, really well. Even if he's making a batch of crawfish etouffee, he still pulls out the original menu card and follows it to detail. So,
well, it means something to have somebody that's been in the family in your business that's come this far to keep that tradition going, right?
Yeah, it was fortunate that he was kind of looking for a new venture to do, and decided to move up here with us. And it's kind of the key to making the restaurant, the consistency and overall running of the restaurant. He knows what we want to do, so that helps a lot.
So how did Blue Canoe, the name, how did that originate?
Well, she wanted some type of, we know a lot of people are doing outdoor stuff up here.
Right.
And so, we wanted to get some type of canoe, which was in the name. So we kind of were outdoorsy with that. And we're going to have blue canoes all over the place as we pick them up and paint them. It's 23 acres. It's got a couple hiking trails on it. And it just has a good outdoor feel for like the mountains of Northeast Georgia for sure.
Well, I grew up here, and it was the old Laurel Lodge camp. And you also have really made that whole place come alive. And I mean, he's got tiny homes. Tell us about your tiny homes and what you offer there, because this is a great partnership for Blackhawk, because when I have fly fishing couples that want to get away, that's not too far away from fly fishing but can stay, get a great meal, tell them about your places that they can rent.
Okay, we rehabbed 3 of the old fishing cabins that were on the property. Those are right next to the restaurant. And then we put 8 tiny homes on the top of the property going up the hill. They were built by Incredible Tiny Homes up in Tennessee. We kind of made each one of them unique, so they're all different. We put little outdoor showers on them because people enjoy that kind of stuff in the summer. And we have fire pits. We have a game area that we're still setting up. We're probably about 4 months behind from where we want to be on the property, just because of the COVID that slowed us down some. But we're pretty happy about where we are. And
Right.
We finally got all 8 tiny homes open this past week. So
That's fantastic. I'm so thrilled. And the best part about this is Blue Canoe will be open in the winter time. And tell them about your times, your hours, and when you will be open, and if you're doing any special events.
Well, right now we're going to be open just as we are now, Wednesday and Thursday night from 4 to 9 for dinner. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, noon until 9 p.m. So we do lunch on those 3 days also. With people staying in the tiny homes, we kind of feel like we have some built-in business. And, people up here will drive 25, 30 minutes to eat somewhere, especially if they know they're getting good quality and consistency. And we just feel like the area can handle a restaurant open year.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, you added the spicy shrimp dish. Love it. Love it. Yeah, the barbecue shrimp. I can just eat that and just be it's so delicious. It is spicy, and everybody knows I like spicy food.
It's our spiciest offering for sure.
Right. But there's other things. Tell them a little bit about what you can get other than something like spicy shrimp.
Well, the main menu items are crawfish etouffee. We do a black and mahi dish. You can just get black and mahi, or you can have it with the crawfish etouffee on top. We have shrimp jambalaya, regular jambalaya, a London broil. We have a meatloaf with a mushroom gravy that people just love. Oh, yeah. We run steak specials during the week. We're trying to add a little bit as we go each week.
Tater tots. And you know what? He's got the best burger in town. I love the burger, the French fries, something I shouldn't be eating. But anyway, I love the fact that you're going to add those tater tots, right?
Yeah, I guess so. We are going to add tater tots. We just don't know when.
That's a good answer, Jim. But let's talk about your inspiration. What inspired you to open this restaurant?
Well, we lived in Savannah for 10 years and really missed this part of the state. And we had to figure a way to get back up here. This is where we wanted to, end up when we retire. So, I still have a few years left of me of running restaurants.
But you've been in the food business forever, right? So this is just something that you wanted just to bring up here and really make it home, right?
Yeah. This is where, like I said, we wanted to end up and be up here when retirement rolls around. We looked at Laurel Lodge about 6 years ago, and we just couldn't figure out what to do with all the property. And we did Airbnb in Savannah for a while, and decided that we could start maybe doing Airbnbs with tiny homes as we started researching what we could do on the land. And so we redid the cabins, put the 8 tiny homes in, and then the restaurant was there. It just needed some cleaning up and some new equipment in there.
Well, you've done a fantastic job. You've got a great chef, Preston. Yeah. It's all come together, folks. And if you haven't been up there, you need to try it. Tell them where you're located and your website.
We're at 115 Sweetwater Circle. It says Clarksville, Georgia is our mailing address, but we're just off 197 on the lower end of Lake Burton. Our website is Blue Canoe. It's BLEU Canoe. All the BLUEs were taken up for a website, so that's why we went with the Blue Canoe that way. You can go there. You can check out the menus. If you want to check out the tiny homes, it's all there. The availability, there's a calendar on there. It's all.
Do you take reservations?
No, we just do right now because we're so limited on the spacing with the tables.
I just want to thank you for being my entrepreneur on the show. I know you're going to do well. And folks, if you haven't tried it, you need to get there. Like I said, he's going to be open during the winter, and I just wish you the best, and we'll see you soon.
It's going great, and it's great being up here. So we're really looking forward to the future up here.
Thank you. And I know you'll love the food, and we'll be right back.
This is Channel 1, Kinetic TV by Windstream. Stay tuned. More local programming coming up.
Welcome back to Field to Fork. And there's so many wonderful farms to visit during the fall. And pumpkins, I know you all love to go to the pumpkin farms, but what's in season are Fuji persimmons. The persimmons really don't get the credit they need or the attention, but these persimmons are so good for you. And this farm is located, it's Sweet Georgia, Fuji Farms. They're located in Glenville, Georgia. And this is what's in season, and they are so good. They're healthy for you. It's actually compared to an apple. They're very sweet, and you need to really check this farm out.
Whenever I sell the persimmon at farmers markets, I'm also there to educate people about the fruit. One of the common things I hear is people think it's like the wild persimmon in Georgia, which can be bitter or astringent. But this is an Asian persimmon. It originated in Asian countries. It's actually the national fruit of Japan. It's celebrated in Asian countries and they know the fruit well. It's a sweet fruit. It's never bitter. It's always sweet. It eats like an apple or a pear. You can just eat it as fresh fruit. You know, Tom can speak for himself. He's from a farm family. They've farmed for over 100 years. But I think that's one of the things we have in common. You know, we really love the farming way of life. We love being outdoors, working with the land. I love to cook and work with food. And so I just am really excited about working with a fruit that I can do so much with in the kitchen.
You know, we missed the farm and we were looking for that same kind of lifestyle here. And we thought, well, this could be done. Oh no, people don't do that here. They grow peanuts, they grow cotton, you know, they do. I go, well, why can't they, you know? And we started looking around and we found other people who thought the same thing. Why can't other things be grown here? And so we thought, you know, why don't we buy a farm here? And why don't we grow persimmons? We love them. You know, they're great fruit, and there's not enough being done with them, and more people could really, you know, enjoy them. You know, they're a good fall, wonderful fruit at the fall, and they're different. You know, and they're not like everything else. And although maybe you have people you have to explain to them what they are, but you know, that's the fun of it too. You know. Here we have 175 acres. We've planted 16, and you know, we're developing farming practices as we go. You know, like what's the best way to do this here? You know, because this is not California. You know, I mean, you realize that the humidity, you know, creates challenges for farmers, and you have to meet those. You have to meet those challenges.
Some of the products I make with the persimmon are persimmon pepper jam, persimmon butter, and persimmon ginger jam. And then I also have the Georgia grown trail mix that includes the dried persimmons and then just the dried persimmons. And then I have other products in development. There are just so many things you can make with a persimmon. And then this year my goal has been to be at the state fair, and so that worked out really well. I also got my manufactured kitchen license, so I can sell in the Georgia Grown store there. I just take my product and leave it there for 2 weeks. And they were also nice enough to let us have our fresh fruit there at the market this year. They said aren't many requests for this because they don't have a lot of fall fruit to work with. So they were more than happy to work that out with me. So we're going to be there this fall with our kids. We're going to have samples and we're going to have fresh fruit and then products at the Georgia Grown store. I do want to mention that the city of Glenville has just been wonderful. That's one of the reasons we chose this farm, is we really liked this farming community. We liked Glenville, and as we've been here longer, we've gotten to know more people. And I just want to say that they've been wonderfully supportive and interested in what we've done. The newspaper has done a couple of articles about it. I'm a member of the garden club here. They've been very supportive, and so that means a lot to us to be newer to a farming community, but be so accepted and supported by them.
At Ingles, we know the ever-present struggle of what am I going to make for dinner this week? That's why we started the Ingles Table. It's a website that brings the best chefs and food experts right into your kitchen. You can sort through hundreds of recipes for every occasion, watch how-to videos, and print shopping lists to take to the store. It's all waiting for you at inglestable.com.
Until next time, I'll see you online.
Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Welcome back to Field to Fork. I'm Abby J, and we're here to feature the Ingles Table, and the chef today is Haley Haynes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Haley is from Asheville, North Carolina. She's a law student. And Haley, tell us how you got involved with the Ingles Table.
So recently I started an Instagram page called @LaurelynObsessed, and I've been doing reviews of Laura Lynn products and giving some recipes so that people can enjoy the products at home too.
So you're kind of a home chef, and you grew up cooking with your grandmother. You were telling me your grandmother, and that means a lot to me because I cooked with my grandmother, and to spend the time in the kitchen when I was younger, I'll never forget that. And those are the memories we have, right?
Right, yep. She taught me all the little tips and tricks I needed to know in the kitchen, and I still use them every day. And it's something that still keeps us close. We text recipes back and forth. It's a lot of fun.
I wanted to also showcase the Ingles Table magazine. You're featured in this magazine. What recipe did you share in this magazine?
So I actually have 2 in this magazine. I have my peanut butter pie, which is really easy. It's a no-bake recipe, and I also have some dog treats that are easy to make for your dog at home.
Well, I saw the pie, and that looks and sounds so delicious. I'm going to have to try that. But also, it's Halloween, it's fall, and Michael McMurtry has some really good fall recipes in here. He's on the front cover here with all the different treats. And, if you have kids, this is a great thing for kids because with COVID and there's time, on your hands, what better way than to get your kids in the kitchen? So make sure you go to your local Ingles market in the deli and pick up your free copy. And I know I've had so much fun just creating recipes, and that's what we're doing today is creating a recipe. So what are we making today, Haley?
So today, in the spirit of fall, we're going to make some apple pork chops. So we're going to cook the pork chops in the pan and season it with some apples and onions to get a nice fall flavor.
So let's get started. So to show us the first step, I think I'm going to help you here. Here's the pork chops, and you can get these in your meat case at Ingles.
Right. Yes, I picked these up at Ingles, and you can get, large bone-in pork chops or, thin cut pork chops. And you just want to season each side with salt and pepper to taste. So
she's going to do that, and with it being colder weather, you want to eat really good and healthy. And the way we're doing this is we're going to I love cast iron cooking. Right. It's one of my favorite things to do in the fall, and so this only takes like 3 minutes on both sides, and it's salt, pepper. And
it's really great because this is all basically in one pot, so you don't have to get out a bunch of dishes to make this. And
easy cleanup, right?
Very easy, which I'm all about in the kitchen. So, and you'll just add about a tablespoon of olive oil here, and then move.
Go ahead.
Your pork chops in there and cook for about 3 to 5 minutes.
So we're gonna get this started. Go ahead and get that off.
I already had it open.
It's okay.
All right. A little.
So then we'll, what do we do with the onions?
So those will come in after we sear.
So we're going to sear first. Okay, so we'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and get these seared, and we'll be right back.
From all of us at Ingles, we just want to say thanks so much for your support. Because when you support us, you're supporting hundreds of local farms and businesses in the states we call home. You see, that's where we source as much of our food as possible. From our local dairies to grass-fed beef to organic produce to bakeries just around the corner. We really are one team and one community. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Welcome back to Field to Fork, and my kitchen smells amazing, and these pork chops look great. So let's put the final finishing touches, Haley.
Yes, so I just took those off the cast iron skillet to saute my onions and gala apples. You can use whatever kind of apple you like. And now I've made a mixtures of about 3/4 cup of chicken stock and then some Dijon mustard to add a little more flavor. We're going to pour that in here.
Wow, that looks so good. And it smells so much like fall.
Yes, it does. My spatula, and you're going to let this, You can let it kind of cook off a little because we still got some heat in the pan. And you can even keep this on the stove at a low temperature. And now we're going to add the pork chops back in.
Yeah, I can help you do this. Yes. Look at this. Wow. And Ingles, go by Ingles and get these pork chops. They are really, really amazing. And what a meal. This is so nice. And just add a few apples and...
Yep, you kind of nestle them right in there, and you can even pop this back on the stove for a few more minutes to, let it all marinate together and get nice and flavorful.
And what's so good is that you can pair a dish like this with other things that are really healthy and good for you, and that's the asparagus.
Yes, so I picked out some asparagus for a side here, and you can even cook this in the cast iron skillet or pop it in the oven. I just season it with a little salt and pepper. And I like to add a little lemon juice to my asparagus after it's done cooking just to add some more flavor.
It makes it more fresh.
Yes, it definitely does. Another good side would be some, wedge potatoes, quarter potatoes. You can really pair anything with this meal, which is what makes it really nice and easy.
Well, it looks amazing. It looks delicious. And don't forget to go by and pick up your free Ingles Table magazine at your local Ingles markets for more tricks, tips, and
recipes. You can find all your Laura Lynn products there as well, and anything you need for your kitchen. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's been great to be in your beautiful kitchen.
Thank you, Haley, and thank you. And we'll see you next time. Have a happy fall. Get outside, and remember, thank a farmer.
Here at Ingles, we know that you're probably cooking from home a little more than usual these days, so we have assembled an amazing collection of hundreds of easy-to-prepare recipes. They're all waiting for you at the Ingles Table, available at ingles-markets.com. Watch Sarah Elizabeth as she shares Grandma Fern's lasagna, or join Chef Derek St. Romain for some Cajun beef tenderloin. They're easy to make and yield great leftovers. So join us at the Ingles Table, online at ingles-markets.com.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's program. We look forward to having you back next time on Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. This program is brought to you in part by Ingles Supermarkets and the Ingles Table and is a video production of Kinetic TV.